Bull or bear for Friday? Let's see what the. By the way, I found my old coin, my old trusty, battered, beat up bull and bear coin, and it comes up a bull tonight. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Good evening, and hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. Don't have the live fish cams up because, of course, it's dark here right now. Getting the video out a little bit later than I normally do, but it's been a long day for me and a long day for you as well, I bet. Got the, as you can tell, the live Duval Street Sloppy Joe cam up here. All the tourists off the cruise ships enjoying themselves here. I would say probably 90% of these people just stepped off a cruise ship and are enjoying themselves here in the Florida Keys at Sloppy Joe's. At least I think that they're allowed to get off the cruise ship in the evenings. I've never taken a cruise ship down there. But meanwhile, oh boy, these guys are having some fun. The boys are out tonight. About 3 hours south of me, if you're ever in the South Florida and you're visiting down here, you definitely got to make the drive to the Florida Keys, one of the beautiful places down here that I always like to showcase on my videos. Well, boy, that was last night's quote, and we're not going to talk about last night's quote because it's going to be a fairly short video tonight. And if you're interested in what I was talking about last night, boy, it had a lot to do with cruise missiles. Cruise missiles. What do cruise missiles have to do with the price of silver? Well, kind of a lot, actually, because there's a lot of silver, or supposedly there's a lot of silver in a cruise missile, as there is a lot of silver in cell phones. We learned last night 15 grams per cell phone, 1.8 billion cell phones made yearly with 15 grams of silver in it. That's about a half ounce. So half of 1.8 billion is what, folks? There you go. 800 and something thousand, well, no, not thousand, million ounces or something like that. Gosh, my math just get completely screwed up. Anyway, watch last night's video if you want to know about that. Good video, and we discussed how much above ground silver there is and how much silver is actually thrown away, and the fact that, yeah, silver is probably much rarer. Availability is much rarer than we suspect for silver right now than gold. Let's take a look at prices today. 1933 in gold, 23.99. Again, that magic I always talked about, psychological number, must be 24 for some reason with silver because it keeps getting knocked below that number. Hit up 24.50. I don't think we've seen that $25 level, but it'll hit there for sure at some point here. But $23.99 currently what I'm looking at. Let me do a quick refresh and see what that says. Courtesy of CCE, a great place, that's or a great company that's been around for a long time, providing dealers worldwide with spot prices and the ability to trade precious metals and coins and stuff like that. All right, gave them their creds here. 1,023 platinum, just an unloved metal, man. We were at 1,050 platinum. Silver showing strength, gold showing pretty good strength, but platinum just really sucking wind, man. You know, down from that 1,050 mark, hasn't been able to hold on to the strength that it has. Was even higher than that. Silver again doing well at 24, but don't forget all these markets, gold, silver, and platinum, are rigged in the COMEX CME group markets. And you ask yourself, well, if they're rigged, why do I want to play? Because at some point it's going to blow up in their faces. We talk about that all the time. And these are just super cheap prices, folks. You're buying a commodity. I mean, buying gold at 1933 and silver at 24 and platinum at 1,023, in my opinion, and some metals even more so than others. I think silver is way underpriced, way more underpriced than gold, as is platinum. But you know, the equivalent is kind of like being able to buy gasoline now at $1 a gallon or something like that. You know, you wish you could, you know, but you're not. It's just gasoline is not $1 a gallon anymore. And silver is you're going to look back on silver and you're going to look back on platinum probably as well, and gold, and you're going to say, mostly silver and platinum, you're going to say, holy crap, I remember when silver was 24 bucks an ounce. I remember when platinum was, you know, less than $1,100 an ounce. And of course, we're going to be able to say we remember when gold was less than $2,000 an ounce. But silver, again, and platinum being such a small, crooked marketplaces that they are so underpriced on so many different levels. And the premiums are so cheap right now. If you want to listen to my opinion on premiums and what are the best deals and everything like that, listen to last night's video and the last few nights' video. Nothing has changed. Same deals out there when it comes to physical products out there, what you can buy stuff for. I'm going to get into. I want to make this video pretty quick tonight. Don't have a lot to talk about. It didn't prepare well for this. My apology out there. So, but what I have been having a lot of fun with is the chatopenai.com program, this AI program I've been playing around with for the last couple of weeks with you guys on these videos. And I asked it a question tonight, which, again, it's deriving its data based on Wikipedia and all those other available sources out there. But it does provide it in a very good, it provides its answers very short, sweet, and easy to understand. Which is easier for me to go ask this question and show you the answer than me to try to explain it myself. I thought this was pretty cool. What would be reasons to buy gold and silver as a hedge against fiat money? More or less what I just said is you don't need me anymore. Just get a chat OpenAI program and ask its questions instead of me. But no, that's not necessarily true. A lot of it's bullshit there. But I did like the response to this. What would be reasons to buy gold and silver as a hedge against fiat money? And the response was, there are a number of reasons why an investor might choose to buy gold and silver as a hedge against fiat money. One reason is that gold and silver have a long history of being considered a store of value. Bravo. Great answer, in my opinion. And it says again, they tend to hold their value over time. Also a great response. Additionally, any gold and silver can act as a hedge against inflation, as the value of fiat money can decrease over time due to inflation. Another reason is that gold and silver can act as a safe haven during times of economic uncertainty, as they are less likely to be affected by market fluctuations than other investments. And that's kind of what we've seen here so far with the price of gold. Maybe not so much with silver being all over the place like it is, but again, in a very crooked marketplace. Gold, not as much. Look at the investment, look at Bitcoin, and I hate to bring up Bitcoin again, but look at the Bitcoin highs, where it is and where it's going and where it's been, and down quite a bit. Look at the value of the dollar, down substantially. Look at the value of real estate even is starting to fall. Look at the value of the stock market, not what it once was at its high at 37,000 or 30, what was the Dow, 37 something, or I believe it was 37, 38, 39. Forgive me if I'm wrong, I don't follow that stuff. But even down from where that was. Gold is doing pretty damn good if you consider every other asset across the board for the last couple of years is down substantially. Gold is kind of held on to its own. Again, silver, not so much. Silver being almost $30, but again, very crooked marketplace, whole different animal than gold, and a whole different marketplace than gold. Boy, I kind of ran down a couple rabbit holes there. Finally, some investors buy gold and silver as a hedge against a potential collapse of the fiat monetary system, which is kind of an interesting answer coming from this AI program. So I asked, why is gold and silver a safe haven during economic uncertainty? And I thought this was a pretty cool, smart answer as well. Gold and silver are often considered as safe haven assets during times of economic uncertainty because they have a long history of holding their value. They tend to be less affected by market fluctuations than other investments such as stocks and bonds. Additionally, gold and silver are tangible assets that can be held in physical form, which make them more appealing to investors during times of uncertainty when other investments may be losing value. Kind of exactly what we were just talking about, folks. Why I believe gold has done so well. Silver, again, not so much, but silver will have its day. Silver is an important monetary metal, important precious metal as well, but has been monkey hammered and screwed with so much that its price is artificially low, much lower than what I believe gold is right now. Boy, I don't want to get too confused here. Another reason why gold and silver are considered safe haven assets is that they are not tied to any particular country or economy. This means that their value is not closely tied to the performance of any one specific country's economy, which can make them more stable investments option during times of economic turmoil. Furthermore, both gold and silver have an industrial use, which makes them less volatile than other safe haven assets like bonds or government notes. Also, they are not correlated with other assets, which adds to their diversification value. So all very interesting thing. things that this AI program brought up, and I was kind of pretty cool. I mean, I'm kind of taken back by the responses that I'm getting from this. In fact, as I was saying a little bit earlier, I don't think you need any more YouTube talking heads for gold. Just open up this program, Gold and Silver. Just open it up, chatopenai.com, and talk to it. It seems to be as smart as me for the most part, but not really. Again, the data it derives from is from Wikipedia and other data sources that we all kind of have access to. And some of the sources have agendas and have biases and are probably incorrect as well, which we've discovered, or I've discovered as I've been querying this AI program. Why has gold and silver, survived so long as a form of money? And this is cool. Gold and silver have survived as a form of money for a number of reasons. One reason is that the scarce and valuable resources that are not easily replicated, which makes them a reliable store of value. Additionally, gold and silver are durable and can be easily transported, which makes them a convenient form of money for trade and commerce. Another reason gold and silver have survived as a form of money is because they have been widely accepted as a medium of exchange. They have been used as money for, get this, thousands of years across many cultures and civilizations, which has helped to establish their value and trust as a form of money. Furthermore, boy, I'm loving this. Gold and silver have a low correlation with other assets, which makes them safe havens during times of economic uncertainty. This can be seen by the fact that central banks and governments have historically held gold. Remember what I've been talking about for a long time? Central banks, the same people that are trying to pawn off their fiat dollars on you, whether it's fiat yuan, or fiat rubles, or fiat dollars, or fiat pesos. Meanwhile, they're all, what are they doing? They're accumulating gold. So this says it right here. This can be seen by the fact that central banks and governments have historically held gold and silver reserves as a way to protect their economies from market fluctuations. Well, really to protect their assets, not ours. Finally, gold and silver, giving me a little bit more here. So this was, again, I wanted to share this with you. I thought it was pretty cool. And it's probably the way I would respond to most people when asked this. Finally, gold and silver has intrinsic value, which is independent of any fiat currency, as gold and silver are valuable in and of themselves, rather than just as a representation of value. This gives them a level of stability that is not found in fiat currency, which is dependent on the stability of the government or institution that issues it. And it does say, it's worth noting that while gold and silver survived as a form of money for thousands of years, they are not always the only form of money. In some cases, they coexist with fiat money and other forms of money and currency. Ask it another question here, but I'll get into that later. I am having a lot of fun with this, folks. Again, chatopenai.com. Highly recommend that if you like, if you like data information and you like this kind of stuff. I'm getting some really cool answers from it. So if you've got any questions about gold, silver, and platinum and other things like that, give this a shot. Again, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I hope you are as well. Let me get into yesterday's video, which is, how much silver is in a cruise missile? For years I've heard that there's like an enormous, 500,000 ounces, all kinds of crazy numbers of silver in a cruise missile. So I asked that question last night. I didn't really get a chance to go out there and look. I've got a couple cool comments out here from folks here that commented how much they believe and how much they think is in a cruise missile. Meanwhile, let me go down to the bottom here. Mark D, good for you. First time commenter. Rob F, what's up? Anonymous Andy, gold is leading the current bull run. Imagine how quickly silver will catch up. Can't argue with that, my friend. 100% agree with you. All wars are banker wars, right, Charles? I agree with that. Tim Gibson says, Ron Paul's show said it would take months to get tanks to Ukraine. Not so. Poland and Germany right across the border. That's kind of true, Tim, but the problem is that you've got to, if there's crews in Russia manning in Ukraine manning those two T-62s or whatever they are, T-72s and those Russian-type tanks, probably if they get experience in those tanks, it won't take as long to train those crews to get used to the Leopards and the Abrams that are being sent over there. But we're sending like 30 Abrams. I mean, they're not, and they're heavy-ass tanks. I mean, I've been reading a lot about this. I think that really it's just posturing by this administration to say, oh yeah, here you go, and really all they can do with those Abrams and Leopards is surround Kiev with them, because that is really, that's it. They're not going to be able to make it out into the field, so that's probably just local last defenses for Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. That's just my opinion. Sticking with it, we'll see what happens here. I wish peace on that whole country, peace in that entire region, peace in the entire world. There's no reason any mother anywhere should have a knock at her door that her son or whomever, her granddaughter or daughter or whatever, has expired because of a bunch of rich people trying to make more money. That's just my opinion. The wars suck. There's no good reasons for them. There's no good moral reasons for war. They're all held over. It's all over money some way or another. Now, there's, well, anyways, not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. Rick Ingman says, we did ask to the blast drills in elementary school in the 70s. You're correct, we need to update our arms. What a better war than by proxy, we'll at least get something for them. That's exactly what's going on right now. We're unloading all our cheap weapons, all the gold and silver, all the gold that was in Ukraine and was flown out of Ukraine in 2014. You do your own research, take a look at this. It's either in Europe or it's in the United States or maybe both. But meanwhile, all those crappy-ass Bradleys and crappy-ass weapons will be pawning off on Ukraine. They will pay for it somehow. They'll pay for it through their national gold, which is either sitting in our country or Europe or maybe both. And they'll pay for it in the form of multinational corporations going in there and buying up farmland and all that other stuff on the real cheap. But again, nothing good comes out of these wars. You know who really loses? The poor Russian and the Ukrainian bastards that are fighting this war. That's who loses. Rick, I think Austrian Hunter Coronas are a great deal. Celtic Knot, what's up? Hope to see you at Lakeland. Kevin Thompson, the criminals are in power. Yeah, they've been in power a long time, folks. You just start to realize that as you get older and wiser. Well, I hope wiser. Linda Compton, I have to say, I think U.S. is on the wrong side of things. Wow, I can't argue with that, Linda. I don't think we are as people. I think our government does not align with the massive amount of people. I think that the small amount of socialist, Marxist, communist, lefties out there are supported by the media and maybe, I don't know, the deep state in general, where they're probably embedded, and they represent a very small part of this country. Most everybody in this country wants fair and free lives and elections and economies and all that good stuff. Everybody wants good stuff for everyone else. I honestly believe that there's an element of Marxist and socialist and communist and leftists that have embedded themselves in our government. I really believe this, and they're anyways, you can see where we're going. You can see the kind of devastation that they cause in this country, politically, economically, morally, and all this other stuff. Anyways, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole either. This is not a political conversation. Mr. Says, greetings. Next time you have an AI chat, you should how can the spot prices of gold and silver be manipulated? Well, guess what, man? We're going to do that right now. Let's take a look here and see. I'm going to ask that question because cut and paste is pretty damn easy here. Gold and silver questions. Let's go down here and see what it says here. I'm going to do this just for you, sir. And can't say I don't respond to the comment section. Oh, how much? I'm sorry, I don't have information. All right. What did I type in? Typed in the wrong response there. Okay, hang on one second. How much? There we go. How? Let's try this one more time. Edit, copy, right? Am I doing that right, folks? And let's type that in there and see what the AI says. I'll put in that question mark. Woohoo! Bingo. There you go, brother. There's your answer. And again, this is why I love this program. It's pretty damn cool. Boy, watch it. It'll never stop. Okay. Finally. There you go. All right. You asked it. I'll give it to you. The spot price of gold and silver can be manipulated in a number of ways. One way is through the use of derivatives. CME Group. God, I love this program. Such as future contracts, which allow traders to bet on the future price of gold or silver. Large traders or financial institutions can use derivatives to influence the spot price by buying or selling large quantities of contracts, which can cause the spot price to move in the directions they want. Another way the spot price can be manipulated is through the use of paper gold or silver, which are financial instruments that represent ownership of gold or silver without any investor actually holding the physical metal. The large-scale buying or selling of paper gold or silver can also affect the spot price. Additionally, central banks and governments can also manipulate the spot price of the gold and silver by buying or selling large quantities of metals in the market. This can affect the supply and demand price balance, which can cause the spot price to move in the directions they want. Finally, finally, what a... information manipulation by spreading false or misleading information about gold and silver can affect the spot prices. It can change perception of metals, blah, blah, blah. It is worth noting that it's all illegal. Really, what a wonderful response. And I got to tell you there, Mister, what a great question. I'm sorry I didn't think of it myself, but meanwhile, I'm glad you did. Man, it nailed it, didn't it? There is I think Ted Butler's out of a job. So just for now, you don't even need to watch my videos. Just ask that AI. That was a top-notch, wonderful answer. I suspect it'll be edited out one day. But anyways, Celeste, thanks, Mister. Appreciate that. I enjoyed that myself too, searching for you. Celeste says, I no longer believe that the AI database is limited to older data. I hear some people are using it for picking stocks. So if it has today's stocks, why not everything? Interesting, Celeste. I'll have to look into that more and more. Stocks I've never looked into, but how would you use it for picking stock? Well, I guess just the data alone, just what it can pick up way faster than you can, is very important. I like that. I think there's a lot of applications for this. It'll replace a lot of people, and myself included. Silver liner, how much silver and copper in a Tesla? Why Elon Musk and Jeff? You click to a video there. Not going to be able to click that right now, silver liner, but I will watch it. Thank you. Silas says, I heard 1 kilo from various sources. That would be for one. He's talking about 1 kilo in a cruise missile, because I asked that question last night. But it would be classified. Stephen says, okay, surprisingly, I work around people. This is a really cool answer, folks. And that's why I think my viewers out there are just the smartest and the greatest. Stephen out here has a great answer for us. How much silver is in a cruise missile? Here goes. Surprisingly, I work around people who work with munitions, contractors, but ex-ordnance types or missile techs, and I asked this exact thing. Now, specification on these things are classified, but they said this. It's all about the timing and subtracting variations in the movement of electricity through the guidance and the detonation circuits. Some of these munitions are subsonic, but some aren't. Either way, the strike packages are calculated and accomplished by using materials that produce an exacting result. What a cool response. Thank you, Stephen W. And I'll go on here. I'm sorry about that. This includes GPS, inertial navigation, telemetry, safety interlocks, and program detonation signatures. Any electrical deviation will cause an increased error standard that will quickly cause a mission failure. With that said, electricity moves in waves, and the difference in the efficiency between copper and silver is 3%, with silver being 100 and copper being 97. Wow. Although electricity moves close to the speed of light, hundreds of millions of miles per second, this causes deviation rates of millions of microseconds, and that's before environmental degradation, which is ultimately unacceptable. The easy solution is to make everything out of silver. It has to be conductivity efficient of 1 in the equation. And you know what? Wow. I am enough of a science geek to really get that, and more or less what you're saying is probably most of the circuits are made out of silver because of that 3% discrepancy between using copper and silver. And with these munitions traveling at such precise locations and for such fast speeds, wow, what a great answer. I don't think, thank you, that was a great answer. It's nice to know people that know. And I'm going to take that wow, pretty cool stuff. The easiest solution to make everything out of silver, it has to be, okay. I hope that helps. By the way, approximately 3,000 cruise missiles have been used over the years with about that many in service around the world. If there is 100 ounces of silver in a given tomahawk, then the total silver consumed would be 600,000 ounces or a multiple of. Not a game-changing amount. You're 100% correct about that. But 600,000 ounces that'll probably never be recovered of silver there. 1.8 billion ounces times 15 grams, which is about a half ounce silver. So half of 1.8 billion is what? 900 million ounces of silver a year used in phones. And if 1.8 billion phones are being bought per year, I'm sure some of them are being recycled, but most of them are probably being thrown away in landfills. So that gives you probably another 800,000 million ounces of silver being thrown in landfills from phones. Anyway, cool stuff, man. Love the information on the tomahawks there, or on the missiles there. Thanks, Stephen W. Great stuff. Mike's Big Epiphany says 500 ounces of silver in each cruise missile. They cost $1 million each. And the Navy buys 2,500 per year since 1986, and have only used a few hundred since then. So they have a stockpile big enough to take out every target and worth firing a single nuke. Interesting. Thank you there, Mike. I appreciate that. You'll like Stephen W.'s answer for sure. Marcus Thomas says, I'm an Army brat in the mid-'70s in Germany. We had nuke drills. Yeah, nuke drills. Yeah. Man, why do we need to worry about this stuff? What the hell are these people running our government even thinking? Again, I digress. Don't want to go there. Michael Matthews, what's up? Gary Wagner, mil-specs, 500 ounces. Interesting. That's kind of, it seems to be the general consensus that I'm hearing, 100 to 500 ounces of silver. Gary Wagner says, perfect example of ignoring history. Napoleon, World War II. My question is, are they trying to get a new war covered up economic? Probably yes. Economic crises are always covered up by wars. Philip Stanton says, even if it was any significant amount of precious metals in a cruise missile and other military arms, I'm not sure we'd be able to confirm that for sure. Absolutely true, as we've been kind of reading here from other commenters. Shay Wright says 50 pounds of silver. Jeff Keller says thumbs up. Thank you, Jeff. Clayton Girk says, if Jim Cramer is now, don't tell me Jim Cramer is bullish on gold. Oh, crap, we're screwed. All right, the video's over with. We're screwed. Jim Cramer is bullish on. No, I'm joking. Jim Cramer, it's been an ongoing thing that whatever Jim Cramer gets bullish in, it usually falls apart. But if Jim Cramer is bullish on gold, well, hell, crap, even a clock is right twice a day, right? So thanks, Clayton. Really appreciate that. Hey, folks, thanks for watching. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, I'm going to tell you the best place in the world to do it. Of course, it's going to be me. But if you want to continue to listen, I'll tell you that in a moment. Meanwhile, thanks for watching my videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and that little bell so you'll see all my new videos that are popping up. And if you're anywhere living in South Florida, even in Florida, if you want to take a drive down to visit us in South Florida, I'll beat APMEX, SD, JM bullion prices on precious metals, gold, silver, and platinum, including the locals down here. So got really good prices. Happy to put you in a really good product. And really, that's about it. I'm done. Didn't really sell myself too much tonight and do my normal ad, but you know who I am. You know where to reach me. Anyway, have a great evening, and I'm going to grab a bite to eat here and call it a day. Thanks now. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.